So in today's show, we are going to talk about what to do when you find out you are competing on a property. Ooh, this is a doozy. I'm going to answer that question, but before we hop in today's show, I want to remind you to head on over to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script. If you would like to know the exact wording that we use, questions, mannerisms, word for word that we use when we talk to a motivated seller, when we talk to motivated sellers to lock up monster deals, well, this is the initial script that we use. So head on over to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script. And this is my gift to you. And let me tell you, this thing has been responsible for locking up thousands of deals. So go there and download it today. All right, so let's jump in. What do you do when you find out you're competing? Let's play the music and answer the question.
Hey, what's going on, Todd? How's it going, bud? Just closed a sub 2 deal. I made $32K profit on it after everything was said and done. All thanks to your system. So I just wanted to start with that, and then I do have a question for you. So my question to you, Todd, is currently when I'm running into, I know you said there's no such thing as competition. I'm finding the sellers are getting just a little bit smarter. And the reason I say it is because I just had a seller call me and set up an appointment with me to go to their property this Saturday. And I got all the information I needed, but there's going to be other investors there. And the reason she was trying to leave that out of the conversation, but I had to pull it out of her. But she didn't want me to know that there were going to be other people there. But of course I would have found out when I got there. So my question to you is, how does Todd stand out when you have situations like that?
Oh, great question. Man, how to deal with a multiple bidding situation is one of my favorite questions. First of all, congratulations on that huge deal, $32,000. That's a big check. Congratulations. That's a game changer for you. And by the way, he said this was a sub 2 deal. And by the way, if you don't know what a sub 2 deal is, it means that he most likely took over this property with little to no money. There was an existing loan in place, spoke to a seller, and the seller basically deeded him the property with little to no money down. And he just started making payments on that mortgage while he was either reselling to another buyer. Maybe he fixed and flipped it, or maybe he sold it to an owner occupant. Either way, love sub 2 deals. I think I'm gonna do more episodes on those here pretty soon. We actually just bought one. I love them because there's little to no risk involved with these things, and you can make a lot of money and have a lot of fun. So congratulations on your $32,000 sub 2 deal. That is awesome. So I'm going to tell you a couple things that some of them maybe you're going to expect I'm going to say, and some of them I'm not. So you mentioned, Todd, you say there's no such thing as competition. Well, I'm not naive, meaning that I know that the market, there are a lot of other people who do what we do, right? But what I know is that I pride myself, this podcast being real and raw. I think there's a lot of garbage podcasts out there that just have a lot of fluff. And for me, I love to train that 1%. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you're brand new, this is for you, because I'd like to train you the right way, right? So that you could do big, monster, giant, juicy deals and have this profitable business that's going to enable you to live a life without limits. I mean, that's what this is, right? And so the bigger, juicier deals enables you to say, hey, I want to hire somebody, or I want to go on vacation, or maybe I want to do 10 deals a year at 100K a pop. Hey, I love that, right? So, the way that I'm going to train you is that you are going to stand out from your competition. Now, what do I mean by there's no competition? Well, what I mean by there's no competition is that your competition sucks. They absolutely suck. They don't market consistently. They don't follow up consistently. They don't use the sales system that I train you to use, right? By the way, if you have not bought that sales system, go to nolimitssalessystem.com to check that out. This is the exact step-by-step process that my team uses to lock up deals every single day. Giant, monster, juicy deals, all right? You go get yours. Go to nolimitssalessystem.com and check that out. But where I'm going with this is that you know, everyone's like operating like it's amateur hour. And I've got 100 things in my own business, in my personal business, that I can fix before I have to worry about the amateur that I'm competing with. Does that make sense? If I look at how I need to improve and all the things that within my control, the list is so long. I'm not going to worry about this other guy operating like an amateur, right? I'm going to focus on myself. And when you do that, man, you're going to see your profits go up because you are going to focus on something that's within your control. Focus on yourself and your income will go up. Don't worry about competition. Now, very important. I'm going to address what to do when you find out that you are going to have other investors at the property. Okay. And because that is real and I understand that, I'm going to show you how to respect your time. So you asked, how do I stand out? So this whole part about standing out starts in the beginning of the phone call. Okay. And so I want to prevent the sellers from having a feeding frenzy at their house when I'm buying. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of hint. I don't want to be there if that's happening. And so I want to get this right up front. I want to be the guy or the girl that they are talking to. So how do you stand out? Well, number one, you want to make sure that you're getting back to leads as fast as humanly possible. So either you're answering live or you have somebody answering those phones immediately after they come. Because if you're the first person who answers that phone and you talk to them and you make an appointment, you get out there fast, the chances of them calling multiple people go down. If you wait too long, well, now they're going to call 4 or 5 people. Maybe they missed the phone call. Maybe they don't get back to them right away, but now they all start to call back eventually. And now they get everybody there at the same time. And now you are fighting to get the deal with multiple investors at the property. So my first recommendation to stand out is get back to people right away. The second thing is make sure you got a decent website. Okay, very important. Number 2, you want to make sure that you've got Google reviews on there or some other kind of reviews. I did another episode on that. You can check some of those episodes out. The other part is that you want to build trust on your phone appointments. So if you talk to them and you say you're going to call them back at 5 o'clock today, call them exactly at 5 o'clock. If you say you're going to be there tomorrow at 10 a.m., make sure you're there. Keep these little mini promises to them so that they know that you are a person of your word. You're a person of character. And these little promises that you make over the phone are a huge difference. So don't give them another reason to comparison shop. Okay. Now they may still do it, but don't give them an excuse. Okay. Next is, let's assume for a second that, you get back to them soon and, you've got their Google reviews and your website is good and all that. And all of a sudden you find out that there's going to be 10 people there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask some power questions before I go out there, right? I'll say, who else are you talking to? Now, don't be scared of that question. Hit them right between the eyes. Who else are you talking to, right? And ask that question before you go out there. And they may say nobody. How will you make your decision? Who else is involved in this decision? Okay. What is your timeline on this decision? So ask all of those things and nail them down. Also set the upfront agreement, right? I've talked about this in prior episodes. Mr. Seller, if I come out there, you like me and I like you, and we can come to terms on price, right? Are you comfortable telling me yes? Right? Are you comfortable telling me no? Right? What I'd like to do is eliminate, I'm going to think about it. So is there anything that you've got to tell me right now or someone you got to talk to? Right? And are you okay telling me yes or no? That will flush out the objections. Okay. I did another episode on the setting the agenda and using an upfront agreement. So use that. Now, you want to win them over during the conversation. That's important. During all those things I talked about, using the agenda, asking the questions, building credibility, getting back to them. So you want to prevent this from happening. You want to be the only option by the time that it's time to get out there. Be crystal clear. You are a pro, right? You're focused on everything that you can. Remember how I talked about there's no competition? This is you focusing on yourself right now and everything within your control. Now, I find out that I'm competing and the seller has a cattle call when I go out there. Me, personally, I'm going to tell my team, let's not waste our time. Okay. I'm not going out there. And obviously I don't go out on deals anymore. I mean, I probably have talking to, 5 or 6 motivated sellers on single family homes in the last 4 years. Right. But I can tell you that I tell my team not to do that. Right. Because we're looking for big, profitable, juicy deals. And if they've got 10 people out there, we're not going to get the deal. Okay. That's just me. Now, other people will say, well, I'm going to go out there and compete. Well, they might scratch and they'll claw and they'll get the scraps. But that's not what I recommend. That's not what our company business model is. We're looking for big, juicy deals. We don't like to compete. And so that is my recommendation. So let me review here. Number one is you want to set yourself up from the beginning to not have to compete. Okay. And what do? Well, you stand out from the beginning. You call them back quickly. You make sure you got a good website. You've got good Google reviews up there. You're dressed well. You make appointments on the phone or in person, and you keep them. Very, very, very important. Okay. You ask questions like, who else are you talking to? What's your timeline? What is your decision-making process? And then set some kind of agenda, right? And let them know the process so that them telling you who else is going to be there, that's going to be on your radar. But most importantly, I hate the word competition because I love to compete against myself. So that first part, you got to focus on what you're doing before you worry about other else. Now, if I do all that and I find out I got a cattle call there, I'm not going. I'm telling my team is not going. We're looking for big, juicy, profitable deals that are going to net you a lot of money. So going out there and competing with 1 million people, even if you win the deal, it's going to be like a little squirt deal. Okay. And that's how you go broke. You got to watch your time just as much as you watch your money. Don't forget to check out our sales system, by the way. Again, I talk a lot about this in the No Limit Selling System, how to talk to people, how to ask these power questions, nolimitsalessystem.com. And my gift to you, if you want to check that out, go to and get our script for free. Go to Go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script to get a free copy of that script. nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script to get the exact script that we use. Love these questions, by the way. If you want to send them to at Todd Toback on Instagram, or you want to email support@nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com. Maybe I'll read your question on the air. Really, really love it. And man, I just love hearing about your successes. You can also send in your success. Maybe I'll give you a shout out on the air, and I will talk to you on the next episode.